since Europe just accepted the digital euro on the XRP system. Yes, this report was just released a few days ago, and we're sending it to you now because XRP has been approved for use as payment in Europe, and Ripple is now joining the digital euro project, which is a big plan to replace the traditional euro with XRP for all transactions. In fact, there was a price mistake on Coinbase and Binance right after the news came out, which put XRP at $1,750,000 0 cents, which is exactly what you see on the screen. This is the first time in Coinbase's history as a global exchange. For example, HSBC, which is the biggest bank in Europe, said a couple of months ago that they were ready to use XRP. XRP will speed up payments to other countries. Of course, this is Europe's biggest bank, and it has fully adopted triple XRP for international payments, as well as the CTF token-based payment reward system on the XRP ledger. This is pretty much the whole XRP ledger environment once more. I also want to bring up the fact that Europe has confirmed that the price of XRP is $50,000 cents. So you can get more XRP. If you can get 100 XRP and XRP is set to $50 0 cents, you've made well over $50 million 0 cents, 0 cents. So it's just a matter of time. Take your time. It won't take more than 5 minutes. Sign up for Apple using the link in the description, buy something, and get your free money. Movie tickets used to cost $2.21, but now they're about 2.22% less than they were 24 hours ago. Here's how XRP really did. DEX Tools gave it a score of 96 out of 100, 81 out of 100 for security, and a 90 all around from BenX. All of its coins are worth 128.1 billion USD, and there are 100 billion coins in circulation. In the last 24 hours, the value of all of its coins traded has gone up 27% to $3 0 cents bill 700 million. At this point, we need to look at institutional acceptance once more, since we can see it. The BRICS nations just released a study saying that XRP is the best digital currency for payments. It's known as internal. It says on the page that the contract to make sure there were funds available at the time of execution was pushed back to 2021, and the details of the deal show that XRP will be able to beat SWIFT's U.S. influence control barriers. This even shows that the U.S. no longer wants to use SWIFT as a tool. Instead, they want to use XRP and XGAP Plus, which makes sense given the tariffs and bans that are being put on Russia right now. But that's not all. Every BRICS country said they plan to use the Ripple partnership to build a global CBDC, central bank digital currency, on the XRP ledger. Let's look at proof for that in a moment. On August 18th, 2022, Brazil's Ripple launched the crypto anonymity services. To bring the product to market, Ripple announced a huge partnership with TrevorX, the world's largest digital bank. This partnership would allow people in Brazil and Mexico to send and receive money worldwide using the XRP ledger. Additionally, an official report has confirmed that the Russian government has chosen Ripple's blockchain as the only one that the Russian CBDC will launch on. Well, this is the XRP ledger, but we're not done yet because India is also a major player in the BRICS group of countries. In fact, the Indian bank uses Ripple to run the digital rupee. This is obviously huge news because it means that trillions of dollars XRP will be used to store trillions of new dollars. But let's move on because China is also a very important part of the XRP system. Ripple, a cryptocurrency company, is entering the Chinese market with a globalized Chinese relationship. These two companies work together so well that China blocked all other cryptocurrency exchanges and assets except for XRP. Even though XRP was the only cryptocurrency available in Asia, as to let Ripple process payments using XRP, which opened up a $1 0 cents trillion 7 billion market for online shopping in China once more. It's clear to all of us that as XRP spreads around the world, more and more businesses are joining the XRP ledger, and BRICS is really setting that price by taking XRP as a whole. It's not just one country or a nation, it's most of the world's top economies in BRICS. In fact, the African Blockchain 2022 study confirmed that more than 13 African countries are working on and have started to use XRP and combine it with Ripple Labs. The South African Standard Bank is one of these countries. The study also says that digital payment service providers like Kribel have a huge chance to grow in Africa, where things have already come a long way in the past few years, but a lot of the potential hasn't been used yet. However, electronic payments are expected to grow by 20% to $40 billion 0 cents by 2022. If we look at this again, we can see that the XRP token is not the only thing in the XRP ecosystem. The XRP ledger will start to see about 100 million transactions every day starting next month on May 1st. It's been said that only 1% of people in the world will be able to buy XRP, and the price may go over $35 per cents per XRP in the next couple of weeks. The CTF token is the most important DeFi token on the XRP system. In fact, both Amazon and Walmart have already signed up for it. There's several experts who have written about the same thing for more than $300 0 cents to $4,000. They say that the price of the CTF token, which is the payment war token of the XRP ledger and works with XRP, will skyrocket from $50 0 cents to over $748 0 cents. The market cap is only $20 billion 0 cents, which is dirt cheap. Nothing could happen at any time, especially now that a major supply shock for the CTF token has been confirmed. The price is said to skyrocket from $50 0 cents to over $748 0 cents. They plan to burn over 1 million CTF tokens next month. Don't forget to watch and understand this video again. It backs up everything we've said. But what does that mean? It means that you could make $1 million off of just $1,000, 0 cents. This coin went from being worth less than a penny to being worth 300, 0% more in just the last couple of years, maybe even 1 or 2 years. That means it's now ready for another big breakout, this time even bigger than the last one.